right, good morning. Monday mobility. But let's talk bigger picture. Bigger picture. When you get mobile, you have to get strong. You want to be strong because in order for mobility and the movement bubble that we're expanding by taking time to move the body and create balance in the body, you might actually be creating a different kind of problem if you are not following that up with stability and strength. So today, I try to get that message across. Like, mobility without stability and strength can be dangerous. And I use these because is it dangerous? Are you gonna pass away? No. But let's be real. Once you get mobile, there is such a thing as being able to decelerate speed and quickness and the kinds of skills you need for sport. So we must be strong and we have to be able to anchor into stability once we become mobile. So then we can become super efficient in our movements. So we need both. We need all of it, right? So Monday has always been about coming off a weekend of great activity, training, racing, whatever. It's a fearless time to come together and start to reestablish good movement. All right, so this is what Monday mobility is about. There's no doubt people are using Monday mobility on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday as precursors to great training because it does set you up for good training. So keep that in mind as well. Monday mobility, let's get going. Lateral half kneeling. Lateral half kneeling. Think about what it does for our pelvis. We're going to lengthen this adductor. We've got this one in a nice stable position. So we've got right ilium a little bit flared out. And we've got left ilium pretty much underneath of us. Two hands on the ground, that adds a stability and that allows for greater ranges of motion than if we didn't have the hands on the ground. So we're just going to rock back and forth. We're never really trying to find end range. We're just trying to pacify and work through tissue. All right, so we're just reestablishing good movement. If we do it frequently, we're going to be super stoked with the outcome because all the connective tissue is going to have more elasticity to it and more motion and more trust, and also increases the ability to hydrate that tissue and create blood flow. So just nice and easy, rocking back and forth, and good. And then same thing other side. So this is our lateral half kneeling, and just back and forth. We don't need big measurement tools here. We don't need to be like, last Monday I could do this, so this Monday I can do that. Well, let me tell you, every single week your body is going to be different. Just from hydration, from stress, from sleep, from the environment. Like, it's getting warmer. So our tissue tends to prefer a little bit warmer weather and warmer environments to train in because it can just move easier, right? Good and good. All right. I use foundation training to really emphasize anchoring. So let's go ahead and just go knees together, toes together, heels apart. And that's going to internally rotate the femurs, internally rotate the hips, and anchor through the belly and through the hip flexors. So laying flat, knees together, toes together, heels apart. We're just going to take thumbs on the bottom rib, pinkies on the hip bones. Walk the shoulders away from the hips just a little bit. We're going to explore and open up the diaphragm. So we want to expand the rib cage 360 degrees. The measuring sticks with the thumbs on the bottom rib, pinkies on the hip bones is all about keeping space between the ribs and the hips. So we're engaging and using the transverse abdominals, which is also very stability-oriented group of musculature. Let's go ahead. Thumbs on the bottom rib, pinkies on the hip bones, lips the elbows off the ground. Nice big breath. Expand the rib cage and then exhale. And draw the belly button in. This is part of the anchor. Inhale, belly in. Exhale, belly in. Keep the knees nice and strong. 2 more big breaths. Another big part of the anchor are the lat muscles. The lats attach down in the low back. Fingertips together, we're reaching overhead, should feel super skinny. Pull the shoulders away from the hips. Keep the knees nice and strong. 5 big breaths. Pull the fingertips away from the pubic bone. Try and create as much space as possible. Breathe. 2 more big breaths. Pull the toes towards the shins. And good. Let's take that right up. And we're going into that seated 90-90. Right here. Just drop that knee to the midline. And here we go, hip mobility. So we've gone from anchoring, which is stability, into happy hips, mobility. It's the ability to go back and forth and still maintain the integrity of the skeletal position. So just nice and easy. Hip mobility. Nothing really holding on to my hips right now, which is great. Good and good. We're going right back to 3 big breaths. Anchored decompression breathing. So knees together, toes together, heels apart, thumbs on your bottom rib, pinkies on the hip bones. Lift the elbows off the ground. Here we go. Big inhale. Float the hands to the height of the heart. Reach the hands way overhead. Walk the shoulders away from the hips. Create more space. 3 big breaths. And good. So now we've got the lats long. We've got the spine long. We've got the TVA, transverse abdominals, engaged and working in conjunction with the diaphragm. And we've got the adductors engaged and upregulated to work and anchor the pelvis. Let's go right back to lateral half kneeling. And we're just going to drop those hips back again. Nice and easy. 2, 3, working through the adductor. 4, tight is not strong, guys. Tight muscles are not stable muscles. They're tight and they're protective, and they're not going to help in performance. So we need the muscles to have that ability to lengthen and trust the length. Good. And good. Lateral half kneeling, other side. Here we go. Getting a little medial hamstring in there as well. 3. The hamstrings and the adductors should be good friends. They shouldn't be trying to compete with each other or act like each other. So they need to be friends, and we need them to do what they're supposed to do, not try to make up for a deficit in another muscle group. And good. Let's go right back to lateral half kneeling on the other side. And from right here, we're going to take, we've got the right leg out. We've got the right leg nice and straight. And we're going to go right arm up. And just big inhale here. And then exhale. And then inhale. And then exhale. Push those hips back a little bit if you want to on the exhale. 3, 4, and 5. And good. Same thing other side. Lateral half kneeling. Just kind of work through it. We've got the left leg out. We've got that left foot forward. We've got the left arm up. Couple big breaths. And then we dive down, exhale. Inhale. Create space. And good. All right, we want to create a little bit of stability with the wall. So let's grab with the right arm, hold onto the wall, and we're going to grab the left foot. For your whole life, you should be able to gently get into this position. If you've had a knee injury and your knee just doesn't bend like that anymore, then all you want to do is just do the best you can. You might put this, do it more front foot elevated. So the outside is going to put you into this. Okay, so you'll go into front foot elevated. So if you can't grab your back foot, just adapt with a front foot elevated hold. And just hold that nice and tall. I want you to balance when you're doing this, so hold onto the wall, left leg, and just hold that. Big inhale. One more big breath. And gently recover, other side. Grab the foot. Good. Last one on the other side. Being very conscious to keep your chin into your throat, your ears directly over your shoulders. We call that the stack. So I want to make sure that your head is maintaining a good stacked position. Grab the wall, gently grab the foot. And good. All right, let's go into lateral gliding. So gliding is kind of a precursor to lunging. So wide stance, hands on hips, and we're just going to work the hinge. So chest is up, load the hips behind the heels, 2, 3, head stays stacked, 4, 5, 6. We'll go to 8 of these. 7, you always want to work your hinge in an anchored position, heels out, toes in. And good. And then we start our gliding. So hands on hips, push your hips back, glide right, keep that knee in, glide left, keep that knee in. And you can feel that maybe right down into your ankle, because when it's out, if it wants to start shooting out, you're not going to get that ankle mobility that we really want. So right there, we want that tightness. I feel it all the way through the peroneals, post-hip. Good. Just nice and easy. Side to side. Foot position matters. Heels out, side of toes. Good. Glide, glide. And I'm even supporting myself, hands on knees, which allows for greater range of motion through my hips. Start to dive that shoulder in. So when you glide to the right, left shoulder to the midline, start working through some of that thoracic mobility. Ankles popping. You get a lot more lower leg here than you actually think. Good, good. And then just shake that out. So we go from a nice mobility glide into a little bit of narrow anchoring, knees biased towards the midline. Push the hips back 2 or 3 inches, and let's reach up into that same big reach with the lats. So the lats are going long, maybe pulling you into extension into your spine. Try not to think too much about that. Breathe into it. So we've got a lower body anchored stance, hip hinge, float the hands to the height of the heart, and then elevate. Pull those knees in, anchor strong. I don't want you to pelvic tilt here. Even if you feel like you've got a big arch, just breathe into it and pull your fingertips away from your lumbar. And good. So this is our stability. This is starting to work into the anchor that will pull with the adductors into the pelvis and hopefully begin to find stability and strength in neutral. And the reason that I don't want you to really work to pelvic tilt when we do the decompression is I just want you to deal, and I want your body to take on the messages and the signaling that your brain is giving you. So if it pulls me into a big extension and it hurts, lower your hands a little bit, and all of a sudden the tugging will become less. The bigger story on that will be to definitely foam roll the lats, work on thoracic mobility and strength. And when you get strong, that's when you get length, right? That's when you get a bigger movement bubble. So let's go right back to gliding. And we're just going right back to where we were, gentle mobility. 2, 2. Start to rotate shoulder in. 3, 3. Now, let's reach up. 4, 4, 5, and 5. Right back into anchor. Narrow stance. Knees in. Hips back. Reach the hands to the height of the heart. And then elevate. Now I want you to push your heels out. They won't move. We're just going to push out. The outward anchor. It's a thing, right? So we're working glute med. We're starting to get lateral hamstring. And we're starting to upregulate and get strong. So right here, my lower body is anchoring out. Head is stacked. Push the hips back. And come right back out of that. All right, guys, so the bigger messaging today is mobility is only a beginning. Stability is the next ability. The ability to stand on one foot. The ability to be stable and interact with gravity in a really safe way so that you can move faster, both uphill and downhill. And then the third, but definitely not the least important, is strength. And how does this all come together with strength? If you want to explore that further, I definitely have programming that will tie it all together in a bow. But if all I see you is on Monday, then I'm super thankful for that. And I hope you're having a great week.